All right, guys, here we are for the finale of Season 4, iZombie. It kind of went everywhere we thought it would go, right? There were no real surprises, I don't think. No egregious surprises. I didn't think some things were going to happen, I guess.
It's been a while since I watched this, but I have to think through what happened on this episode versus other episodes.
So, like,
my God,
as predicted, just to knock it out now. Like,
yeah, at the end.
We didn't think that Liv would necessarily lose her zombiness, or everybody would, and it was weird because a tiny sliver is what cures a mouse.
I know.
But you would need to eat the whole brain to be cured as a human?
So once that line was delivered, I literally started freaking out. Do I eat the whole thing? He's like, yep. And I'm like, oh, God, it's one dose. The brain's one dose. It can't be her, though. Who's going to get the brain?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Oh, no. And this whole thing started happening.
The most cringy thing that has ever happened in an episode of iZombie, I think, was their wedding vows.
Oh.
Who in their wedding vows says the things they can't do repeatedly?
Yeah.
Even though you can't be the woman I need, or I'll take you, better or worse.
I thought it was
there's no sickness because you can't give me kids. And like,
we'll be zombies.
Just kept saying it over and over again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And
Yep.
Liv's little smile fucking makes me angry.
When did she smile?
She, all the time, she's little like it's this weird, it's almost like a toddler-esque smile.
Okay.
And I don't like it. And it's when she's actually happy. It's not like it's a sarcastic thing. I don't like it. That's probably just her face.
Yeah, so
I don't think it's a personal choice.
it's not an actor choice.
Well,
it's just I hate your face.
It's something about her smile while being all pale and weird. It's just a very off-putting thing. It's very weird.
I haven't caught that. I don't know. The whole thing though drove me basically insane. This entire plot line. So Dale and Clive are in bed. And we are to
Did they not have sex on the floor?
We are to believe that not only did they not have sex on the floor, but they got all the way home, talked. He says, we talked about this all night, baby, and decided, I guess, not to have sex, but are in bed. He, I think, is naked. You see him pulling up his drawers or whatever. So it's the craziest thing in the world to me. That I guess.
Well, they could touch. They just couldn't.
It's the weirdest, the misdirection, the crazy. It's like when someone dies and, at the end of an episode and the next episode starts and the person's like, that was close. And you're like, you clearly died.
Yeah, you got shot in the heart.
Right, where you're like, what are you doing? And like, it sort of felt like that. And then, as the whole thing, and she says, wait till marriage. And then like, there's a scene in there.
We'll get married in a minute, hang on.
But then the scene in there of like, I have to get the whole thing. It's one dose. It's all building towards this. And I'm like, you're not going to do this. What are you going to do? Oh my God. And I didn't even expect her to cure Dale for whatever reason. I thought it would be somebody else or something else.
You thought they'll wait till the day after and then cure Babineau?
I thought Babineau would be a zombie already, and they'd have to cure him for some reason. Like you said, like there'd be this reckoning, and Dale would die, and then he, would be like, I did all this, and she's like, what if you could go back? And it would be this whole like thing or something.
I would have liked that more because I don't like the Dale character.
Oh my God!
Said this.
When she says, I wrote in all caps Dallas because I had no idea why her name was Dale this whole time, or what Dale could possibly be short for. I've hated it. I keep forgetting because it's not.
I don't know that I've ever made the connection.
It's not a girl's name for me. So when she said Dallas, I was like, Dallas! I like fucking like, I'm writing this down. I know her name now. You fucking. But no, I don't like the character either. I don't like the whole thing.
No, I'm just not a fan. I like the other girl. I thought she was a better character for the show, and for him as a personal relationship.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. I agree.
But whatever. So, as I thought, what's his face had to die because her love interest dies every season.
It's amazing. It's actually so amazing. The whole thing. It was literally, and like maybe there were a few differences, but all in all, like the way things went down. How do you feel? Okay, so they're gonna execute.
It was very convenient.
They're gonna execute Liv and Levon. They end up all this ponderous, clunky stuff of like, oh well, Liv made a YouTube video and they pushed it, and so oh no, we have to change where it is, but they know where it is now anyway, and we're gonna do it in this open spot. Now it's a closed spot, but it's functionally the same. Like, what's the difference? And now we have to go here, and then like everyone's outside, everyone from the whole show, the entire cast, and all the extras, they're all pulling on this door.
Can I ride with you?
Long. I lost my license. Long story. We got Johnny Storm in this episode.
I hated that part so much. Where I'm
Frostbites?
Let us think about this for a second.
Frostbites.
Major is for the love of his life trying to save her and open this door. I need all the strength I could get because I'm obviously not mad already. Clive, hit me in the face because a planned assault, that'll make me angry, but my fucking fiance dying, that doesn't fill me with rage?
Yep. I don't know. They've needed that before. They always like, clock me one. I need to Hulk out or whatever. That's been a thing.
Which would work if only physical pain was a trigger, but
they
oftentimes they get emotionally angry.
Okay.
So it's come on, man, watch your own show.
When it's convenient, the emotional
almost
thing alone
for the
does
joke
it.
there, you just sabotage that whole part of the thing.
Yeah.
And then you have this group, but only like 4 of them are actually pulling on the door. The other ones are like hitting or
like,
just standing.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
No, it was weird. And like,
put your feet on one side and pull with the other. You're a goddamn zombie. Act like one.
No, yeah, like, and
why
these
is
are
Clive even there? He's a weakling.
These would have been really easy things, right, to kind of rewrite or kind of get around or
they
something
like punch
that.
through block walls. They can't open a door. What is even once the door is peaked? What is even holding the door? Like
I know. I absolutely. I remember thinking that of like, must be hard for them to not accidentally open the door in this scene. That's like nitpicky. But from like a writing,
there's 6 Teamsters holding it on the other side.
From like a writing thing though, yeah, there's so many better ways you could have done all of that. You could have had people, because a bunch of them are zombies.
Yeah.
Like you could have presented, an obstacle that a bunch of people would have had to have hulked out over, and maybe you could have had Clive or Ravi hit Major, but have it be a thing where he's like, I can't quite get there. I'm like too worried, and and he's like, dude, listen to me, and then punches him or whatever, and he goes like, thank you, and then like goes or does the thing. Like you could have made it like funny like that, or like more serious, and all these different things.
I hate how
it didn't really
there's like zombie roided out and totally in control, zombie roided out, and I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, I know.
Like it just annoys me because
I was so shocked that because after he zombies up or whatever, he then grabs the pole again and starts like this complex winching or like wedging maneuver, and I'm like, I expected and just like open it like because you're like the dude now. That was really weird. And then he like talks, and I'm like, he can talk while he's a droid. And they've had that a little bit. He really only screams no.
It's usually guttural talking.
Yes.
But yeah.
But so yeah, it was very like, oh wow, I guess he's still
almost no shots were fired. The military acted so unprofessionally.
Oh god, okay. This whole thing, they all run in. Major gets in.
Major goes in a full like 30 seconds for anyone else. He should have had 6 people just mowing him down.
He screams no.
Yes.
They do this artistic. They obviously had to save something. So I'm sensitive to bad editing, the way you're sensitive to like continuity and like booms and stuff like that. And like there were a few shots here where someone screams and like turns their head, and then it like cuts to like a different angle, and like their mouths like settled and they're looking back straight again or whatever. There were several things, such bad is it a match cut, whatever it's called, or like a continuity edit.
Yeah.
Such bad editing, so much worse than, because usually I don't notice it because it's like whatever, and like TV has lower standards. But there were a few at really pivotal points, egregious errors where like someone's doing this and like they do this as the cut ends, but then they are in the other shot, but they're back up like this again or whatever, like weird, horrible stuff.
That's because they weren't sure.
But like no, what I'm talking about,
exactly.
In a way that's just like, oh, you're bad or whatever. I usually give TV like a lot more credit. This sequence is a mess at the end. They do this artistic black, cutting to black, weird dubbed in sound stuff. They have someone say, don't fire or whatever, because they don't want Major to get shot, like you're saying. That was obviously added later. They have like the dudes like reacting to like nothing. It's really, 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 really bad. Go watch it with an eye for like, like they didn't have coverage. I think they didn't have it or something. They had to like figure out what to do or something like that. This couldn't have been planned.
And it's clearly like on a set. You'd think they could just film it again. Like, dude, and it wasn't like there weren't even a crazy amount of extrs. Like, yeah. What do you think? There were maybe 20 people,
soldiers?
Maybe 20 soldiers.
Right.
And then, 4 or 5 of our principal actors.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that
on the stage,
that would have been incapable of doing perfectly.
Yeah.
They could have filmed the whole thing again. How long did that take?
Yeah, I guess I'm like just making like assumptions. Maybe this is what they were going for, but it feels like you were saving something in editing. There's not enough coverage. You can't, like, I understand cutting away for like his head getting smashed and then like clean it up, but there's little.
Yes, I don't think they're on record for really showing any guillotines, and that makes sense.
And that's something you would cut away from, if only to say I'm being classy when really you just can't do. You don't have the budget, but like. there's a part where she's getting punched and like interrogated, and there's a line, I think it's off camera, where he goes, slap some makeup on her and like bring her upstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
To like, because you didn't plan your shit enough to realize that she'd be like bruised and shitty up there, and you had to make that into a thing or something like that.
Yeah.
Because then Ravi says, "Live your face," but that's off camera too, and I'm like, wait, is this all Fugazi? Was nothing planned? Is this all just like a hack job?
And her face didn't even look...
This is your season finale. There was like a faint purple thing, because I was like looking for that, because I'm like, wait, slap some makeup on her. She already has so much makeup on. But I was like, whatever. Like all that stuff. Little things like that added up to me, because it's the finale. I expect you to save up your money.
Save a little money.
It should be a like reverse bell curve where the premiere and the finale have extra money.
I didn't get that feeling of finale from this, like really at all. There was no like, like moment. Like Chase Graves dies in a very unsatisfying way.
Yes.
You don't really feel it. Like you're like, for such a character that had importance as a bad guy, you'd think there would have been a little bit more to his death. And I get it's poetic. He dies by his machine, by Liv's hand.
I know.
But whatever. I didn't end up caring. I was just like, I guess that's it. And then we lose what the
Brother Love.
Brother Love.
Is that where you're going?
Well, I was gonna say Blaine's dad.
Okay.
But yes, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
We lose him, and we lose him in an off-camera. Like, well, I guess we lose him on camera too.
They show it later,
but it's really another uneventful thing.
I was gonna say, like, do you think it's a letdown because a lot of the stuff that we thought was gonna happen happened in one way or the other, and there was nothing like unexpected really or whatever?
The things I wanted and thought were gonna happen happened. It's just they didn't happen in an exciting way.
Yeah.
Like I would have much preferred this great thing with Brother Love, like you see him taking down the man, and like he dies, and it's like while Blaine's looking at him, and Blaine's like no, and like some shit happens.
Yeah.
And maybe I honestly I would have preferred there to have been a leak at that point. So like let's have that happen.
Oh yeah.
His dad dies taking people down. Yeah. Blaine freaks out, grabs a gun, takes out a bunch of soldiers, and then a couple of fucking zombies get out, and let it all have not been for nothing. It was all for nothing.
So they've done something else to like increase the tension, right? The ending is fucking, it's a masterpiece of like, where are we now?
Now is it a masterpiece or is it like a pile of shit?
A disaster piece.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like so there's a bunch of threads now. Like where do we end up? Right.
So Major's in charge, like we thought he would be.
But the Brother Love thing doesn't end up panning out, right?
No.
The brains have been halted. That was like the starting point of the whole episode.
Yes.
Right. So having the people get out would just be like, like it no longer makes sense. So obviously it fails. Actually, for a minute here, I appreciated how the French guy was a double agent maybe, and like he was there at that checkpoint that he told them to go to.
Advanced,
and I was like, okay, good. And they had the cool like news camera footage to like cut to it for like the one shot where they like wove in that there's a dude, like a press dude behind the lines and doing the whole thing. Blaine's dad on a horse with his like,
I like that.
Hammer.
That part was pretty cool.
That's what I mean. Like I overall like appreciated that. And like it's just like this show to then later just have Blaine watching the thing and watch his dad get plugged and be like and like drinking and all that stuff. I liked him almost Deer Hunter-esque, like he's got the chick spinning and shooting, and he's like no shirt and being.
I was legit worried. Legit worried that Donnie was going to get shot in the head.
Oh, fuck in the head!
I really thought that he was going to die right there,
okay.
And it was going to be this turning point for Blaine's character. So glad I was wrong.
Okay,
So glad I was wrong.
I wasn't worried yet. I think if they had spent more time and it was darker and like more cinematic, I would have totally thought that. But it was quick enough that it didn't have a chance.
My thought was, I'm like, all right, they're killing off a large amount of people. They're going to do a total restructure for the next season. Oh God, Donnie, no, he's okay. Did we get back the crying
just
guy?
Like, jeez.
Is he now officially back in the crew, you think?
Frenchie brought him back, and that was a good line too. Zombies should not be held accountable.
Frenchie brought him back, and Frenchie is a double. So is he going to go back to jail now or no?
I don't know, because Major's in charge now, so maybe all the old stuff's like
Major
left out.
Major wouldn't want a murderer on the street anyway.
No, he wouldn't try, but I don't know if they're what's the status of all the guys in the freezer and like checking? I don't know what he's he's got.
No, but like Liv, Babineau, Ravi, they all know.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll see him.
We'll see.
That's a thing though. You could do that, right? If I'm writing the show, you can have an episode where like the Frenchies now.
No one writes more than 2 episodes of this show, so no one's calling back to anything.
But we could have an episode where like Frenchie's still loyal to like zombie badness, which there is no leader for, as a vacuum there, right? And then Liv and Clive see crime crying Ralph. What's his name? Crying Carl.
Crybaby. I don't know.
Crybaby.
Carl, I think. Yeah.
Crying Carl. They see him. It sounds like a Trump thing. Crying Carl is in there doing whatever. They would see him at the scratching post. It'd be like, wait a minute, what? And then it's this whole thing. Wait, and then that's part of how they figure out that Frenchie's not loyal. I don't know. You could do that if you wanted to. But.
Or was he actually loyal the whole time?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
No,
never really went into detail on it.
Yeah, that was a
same
weird
deal
thing.
with the guy who doubled Major, where he's like, Major, we need you to blah blah. Yeah, I don't try. Like he also seemed to be still in the fold and loyal to Major. So I was like, is he just a fair weather fucking lieutenant or?
Stuff like this bothers me so much. Major says, "What do I do about Hobbs?" And then Justin now is his right-hand man, who used to be with Liv, right?
Yeah.
It's weird because we don't have...
that used to be his partner, too.
Yeah, but we only have so many actors. We have to bring back this guy now.
I couldn't remember what happened. I was like, did he die? What happened to
No,
that
I know.
guy?
I was like, well, the lawn dart thing happened, but he's fine, I think. What's happening? Right? That's him, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. Oof.
I couldn't remember what...
He hasn't been on the show for so long.
No.
He just showed up. So he says, well, what do I do about Hobbs? And then he goes, execution or whatever. Like we should kill him. And then he goes, he came to me like the morning before and said like Chase has gone too far and do I want the job? And then Justin's like, so the freezer? Like, like we'll be lenient or whatever. And then Hobbs shows in Blaine and Tommy. Like he's still on the clock. He's still working.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, I know this guy's plotting against me, but I'm just going to leave him with all of his guns and security
or
clearance.
do they know?
Until whatever. Well, he says like, what do I do with him? Put him in the freezer, I guess. LOL. So I'm like, they must know something. It's so weird to me.
Very weird.
And
the show doesn't care.
That's what I mean. Like,
they're like, we have this many actors, just use them. That guy's dead though, just use him.
It's weird because I don't know, and I should. And I watched this episode undistracted because it was the finale. So if I didn't catch the missing piece, I'm like, how could this how could I not know? Like, why would I be surprised to see a character or not see a character or wonder what happened to a character? I should know everything, right? But I don't, and that's bad. It should be extremely clear. Because what they're going to do, like, why would you add that dialogue about putting him in the freezer? He's just not going to be around next season. And I'm going to be like, was there any tension about him? He's in the scene where Blaine comes in. He's standing over on the side. Yeah. What is going on?
No, it's inexcusable errors.
We could do that for the whole
show.
thing.
That's the show's thing.
But Blaine and Donnie come in there.
Yes.
You get a nice pep talk. There's going to be Donnie's fried brain stands everywhere.
Yeah, right as they were about to be like, oh, we're fucked.
Exactly, with the land deal and all that stuff.
But the way Major said that shit, I'm like, are you scamming him? Like, he sold it so hard.
Yeah, why are you giving him the hard sell?
There will be statues of you.
Yes. Kids will go to...
Kids will tell tale.
They'll write songs to, like, zombie children. They'll go to De Beers High. There'll be Donnie's fried brain stands on every corner. All that stuff. Like, why sell it so hard? That's what they want. Like,
I know.
He doesn't know how badly they need this deal to be coming along then, but that's what they've always wanted. He's the original brain, candy man of brains. So why would they think that he wouldn't be down for this?
No, it's very goofy. But, like, again, the show doesn't care. Of the errors, that's, like, the smallest.
No, exactly.
One other one I thought was great was like, okay, there are no brains allowed in the city. Rations have been tight for so long. All right, we have like a network cooking show. I got like a full brain. He had a full fucking brain.
Yep. We've made the brain into chunks. The only funny thing about that is that when the brain's cooking, when like the brain cells get aerated and go into Johnny Frost's nose, he can smell and starts to get like a hit of like what the brain had in it.
I take that as a joke. Do you think that was real?
I think that was real. I think that they wanted it to be real, but it is essentially a joke.
I took it as he was joking because he's like that guy.
I like him though. The way the other guy said domesticity or something like that. That's something I'm not familiar with or whatever. Something about that made me think that the show, like not the show within a show, but the show itself wants us to think that that's how it works. That's ridiculous, but I feel like that's the case.
Very.
Yes.
Let's see. Did we miss anything here?
Oh, Peyton has come back.
Yeah, Peyton came back for why?
The whole thing about her being... I wrote it in all caps. Peyton is back in Seattle? Because the whole thing, we had her leave. We had to meet the parents. We had Ravi agree that she should stay if she leaves. We had the news report. They voted against it. Peyton... So I'm like... I have 4 seconds to think. Well, Peyton has to be there now. And now she's going to... So, like, now we have, like, Washington is, like, anti-zombie. And
yeah.
And
never even saw anything there.
Exactly.
They wasted that.
Exactly.
Was she gone for one episode?
Less than an episode?
Like, what
so,
the
like,
fuck?
But that's the point is, like, I'm like, oh, so she had to be there because that's the only way we can ever cut to any other location is if one of our characters is there. So now we have to cut to her talking to a senator. Listen, we need your support. There's like starving zombie children. This is ridiculous. Going up and giving like a speech, press conference, going to like a restaurant in like Washington and talking to some like reporter. I want, hey, we have leaked footage of like starving zombie kids. You do this whole angle. It's this whole, we like every other episode, we like cut there for a little bit. Peyton's working. She's politicking. She's like doing stuff. She's on Skype with Liv. Like tell me the real scoop. Give me more information. Liv's being renegade. It's this whole beautiful thing happening, right? She's just back. Yeah. What is going on? Why would you set all this up? Why would you have them argue about going?
I was like, maybe she couldn't be there for an episode and they just wrote her out, but I'm like, what?
No, she wasn't even gone for a full.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm pretty sure I'm not sure what episode they talked to Peyton's parents, but honestly, there's no reason to need her to like write her out. Just don't cut to her. Who's gonna?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But my thought was, I always try to make a reason why anything had happened. I'm like, all right, maybe something really bad was happening to her in her real life, and it got straightened out really quickly. And I was gonna say they were preparing to write her out for like a season and a half. But oh no, I'm good.
That's what I thought a lot of this stuff kind of was or like could have been. A lot of the things leading up to the finale that either got undone or like ignored or something like that, I thought it might have been, oh, Clive and Dale's like actors are like renegotiating their contracts, so we're not sure what's happening, right? Or like Liv, whole thing, all the friends, all the stuff. We don't know who's gonna die, where and what things. Let's write that all the characters are going to one spot, and then we'll see what happens, right? Depending on who's willing to sign up for whatever. I don't know.
I'd like to think this show is even that calculated, but I feel like they're not.
Behind the scenes, yeah. Well, I wonder, because some of the stuff, I still believe in my theory about all the characters taking like departures for different reasons, or all those actors like pushing to want that. Or
we did that, I believe.
Or the show saying like, well,
how can we keep you?
Yeah, we've been on for a while. Let's work with you. Like, what are you into? And Robbie's like, I want to do brain stuff. Like, Robbie, how's that gonna work? Like, you can't just be a zombie. He's like, make me a sometime zombie. And they're like, what is a sometime? Okay, fuck. Let's start writing. You're a zombie sometimes.
You know how much happier I would be if that was it though? Because at least it would explain something.
I know, right? And Liv's like, I don't want to wear makeup all the time. No one wants to cast me in like anything else because they just picture me in that makeup. And they're like, okay, we can probably work some stuff out where you're in like disguises a few times. And she's like, that's not enough. No, I want whole episodes. Just fucking do whatever, right? Like thinking about that makes me so much happier than anything organically coming out of like the show.
Yeah.
Right? Is like that sort of stuff.
Ugh. That kind of, but I hate I like that because it makes some of these things like, okay, I guess they were working around these horrible things.
That's my headcanon of stuff, yeah.
The idea that you are bending over as a show and compromising whatever your small integrities are also makes me sad.
Exactly. Well, there's a like tradition in TV. Well, I really only know it from Star Trek. I'll be the Mike Stoklasa nerd for the moment or whatever. I think for like the last season of The Next Generation, and it became tradition for everything.
The guest directors?
No, they like go to like the characters, and they're like, okay, like this is definitely the last season. Like, what do you want to do? And like Worf is like, I want to shack up with B'Elanna or like Riker or someone. Or like, oh, I want to do this. I want to meet my dad. We keep talking about my dad. Okay, I want to go to my home planet. I want to do like, and everyone gets to like pick like a thing.
Oh,
like
I like that.
Or like I want an episode where like I want more Q stuff to happen because I always love like working with Patrick Stewart or something. Okay, and like they kind of like figure out how to like create a season that hits beats for people. Right, where it's like I finally want to become human, or like I want to like there was an episode of like they'll do like time travel or flashbacks or like different stuff where it's like we always talk about how like great a warrior I am. Can I really do some stuff finally? And they go, okay, sure, we'll have like a contest. Like some Klingon will like come and be like, Worf, you have to enter the contest. And he's like,
Worf is literally the worst warrior I've ever seen.
Okay,
everything hurts him.
Are you aware of the Worf effect or whatever?
Oh, to show that people are badasses, they have to beat up Worf.
Yes.
But because of that, Worf seems like a bitch.
So you just have this montage of everyone beating up Worf. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Terrible. I think we've gone off on a tangent here, guys. Do you have any last...
Quick list of things. Paul Rudd, that's a good get.
I laughed at that, yeah.
I laughed at that. There was another all-caps thing. Major's in costume inexplicably at one point. He shows up dressed like a hobo.
Because he knows he's wanted.
I know, but... he shows up dressed like a hobo, and it's this crazy thing where he then like makes a joke at them or whatever. That's the same scene where Robbie's on the phone, and Peyton's like, "I love you," and he goes, "I know," and then he has like an hour of groveling of like, "I was just doing the Star Wars thing. I'm sorry," or whatever. Which is like from him and her, it's like charming. It's like okay, but that's a horrible thing.
It overdid
right?
it a little much for me.
I know. I was gonna say like as a thing, it's definitely not good enough.
I would have preferred a simple like, "I know you can't pull that off. I know."
I know.
And then it ends.
That would have been genius to reuse the "I know" or something like that.
Sorry, I'm a better writer than iZombie.
Exactly right. It doesn't take that much.
It really doesn't.
It's freaking wonderful. We should touch on, I guess, Jordan is Major's cadet's name or whatever.
Yes, we saw her family for the first time, I believe.
Yeah,
they're malnourished.
The starving brothers. I don't know if they're orphans too, or do they have parents or whatever.
I don't think they have parents. I think the parents died.
Some weird thing. So they've been there for a long time without brains potentially because she's been recovering from wounds and like not around or something.
Well, we don't know how many brains were in the house before it happened.
Sure, we can make excuses if we want.
And I'm not sure how rations even work. Are rations sent to the house? You have to go pick up rations?
It's a whole world, but they gave us this window into her because unlike Captain Seattle, she survives. So she'll, I assume, be on the next season. I assume we'll have some sort of thing going on because she like betrayed Major and then kind of flipped it back around. Right. So I don't know if he knows. No, he does know. Well, he might know. I don't know what he knows or if he knows, but that's a potential source of tension. I don't know if they'll make a good on it or whatever they'll do.
We'll see. Major is a kind of a forgive and forget kind of person. He cares about this person. He
cares about the
her up
long
in his house and was healing her up.
Right. He's not as ruthless as Chase Graves. I'm gonna miss Chase Graves. By the end there, he never achieved Wings guy's level. Who could? But towards the end there, I was like warming up to his presence and I was enjoying him on the show.
I didn't like him as much as the Wings guy at all, but I also did not think his send off was appropriate for his caliber of a person.
It's crazy.
Nah, just clicked and gone.
I wonder how they could have done that better. But I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Anything.
Literally anything.
A gunfight.
Right. We should have had. We should have had more stuff leading up to that. It was very quick.
Yeah.
What do you think about next season?
Next season is
because like the final shot is Liv and they do like a pan shot. They rent a crane and they get a quick shot of
everyone supporting her.
All the support,
renegade
and
again,
all the love.
or whatever.
Because she was fucking done. She was like, I'm ready to be human again. I don't want to be. And no matter what, I don't want to be Renegade anymore. This is ridiculous. Even though Major says, like, feel free to keep being Renegade. He's, like, ridiculous.
I don't understand how any of this is going to work because they're smuggling in brains and people left and right apparently now because they have to in order to survive. They're cutting off the brain supply. You'd think any active military could easily make them die relatively quickly because they know, hey, we have to really just starve them out for, like, a couple of weeks and it's over. But we're going to keep letting them smuggle things in because whatever. Why let any shipments come in? Period.
Major literally says, like you're not going to have to worry about the Fillmore Graves anymore, just the U.S. military.
Yes.
So now it's going to be like this show on its budget, with its aesthetic, with its direction, with its writing, is going to try to do. This reminds me of like Between or something like that. It's going to try to do Fillmore Graves paramilitary zombie versus the U.S. military at the border. Or something.
Do you know what's going to happen? My prediction for the next season is you're going to get a new character that lives inside Seattle. They're going to be the head of the militry. The military is going to have them almost in like a quarantined, like I control you, fucking like state. Like that, and you're gonna have that where people are trying to circumvent and buddy up, and I'm actually friends with this person, and but I got a love-hate relationship, something. Like there's gonna be some bullshit. There's always a new big bad. There has to be somebody on screen that's the bad guy.
So it'll be we have to
probably a girl.
We didn't hint at the new person. That's interesting. They never hinted at the new person.
No.
Huh. I think we usually hint at the new... Well, so last time we hinted at the new person, but then she had to die so that her brother, I think, was Chase Graves, had to come in instead. But we didn't even open the door this time, I think, right?
No.
That's really weird. Yeah, it's
totally because they don't know yet.
Oh, God, that can't be it. No, I totally agree with you, right? Because So this season's going to begin the way the previous season began, except instead of Chase Graves talking to Blaine, it's going to be the new bad talking to Major. We're going to move the whole chain up one, right? And there's going to be a new person where Major's like, we can coexist. We're just going to keep the peace. It's just whatever. It's going to be this weird thing.
There's going to be something, maybe even like a racial thing, where it'll be like, no, we split the city. It is humans on one side. It is zombies on the other. We are waiting you monsters out. And you're going to die. Like,
they should just evacuate all the people, right?
You'd think they would do something. I can't imagine us abandoning Americans.
Yeah, just set up a checkpoint and have everyone who passes the blood pressure test just ship them out.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you're warm. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that's pretty much everything that happened in this episode, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we will see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.